Modern life feels like a scam, and America has truly mastered the art of finesse because y'all, let's talk.
This is my final straw. My final straw in capitalism. So the printer that I bought with money and the paper that I supply with it that costs money, the ink that I supply it with costs money, and the house that I have to plug it into, the Wi-Fi that I use to connect it to, the phone that I use to print said things to, that all cost money. I can't use the printer unless I have a subscription to it. You have to have a subscription to said printer to use the printer that I already bought with money. I know life is just a bunch of subscriptions. At this point, we subscribe to the air that we breathe. But a printer? $5 a month. $5 a month to print things that I already bought. The printer already bought. Printer paid for. Ink paid for. Paper paid for. Phone paid for. Wi-Fi paid for. Electricity paid for. Printer. Subscription. My last straw. This is it.
And it's kind of crazy how things have subtly shifted over time. And it isn't until you realize how common something is before you realize how it's your newfound reality. There was once a time in the early internet days, well, I want to say at least like my early internet days in the mid 2000s, where you were able to access resources without having to pay money for it. And I mean having access to music, softwares, TV shows, movies, and so much more. All you had to do was know how to search the internet well enough, or even honestly sometimes finesse your way into getting these resources without having to pay. But now literally everything is behind a paywall. You now have to pay a fee, and that usually requires you to open up an account and have a subscription, and you don't even realize how many subscriptions you've signed up for until you look at that bank statement. Like, I was damn near paying $200 for subscriptions that I didn't even know I signed up for, or that I don't even actively use like I once did in the past. I literally had to cancel almost 90% of my subscriptions just to cut back on unnecessary costs and utilize those funds for, I don't know, maybe other bills, or even just to pocket that money. Like, hello, who doesn't want to keep extra money if they don't have to put it out? And before I give my full commentary, let's hear other people's opinions on this, and then let's come back and talk. So let's roll the clips.
Hey, how's it going? I'm just getting these shoes.
Yeah, sure, no problem. That'll be $79.99 up front, then $10 a month.
What? They're shoes. There shouldn't be any monthly payments.
Well, we do have a payment plan.
No, I don't need a payment plan. I just want one-time purchase. That's all. Can I get it any cheaper?
I might be able to get you a discount.
Okay.
Do you have a bank account with us?
No. Why the hell would I have a bank account with a shoe store?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm not gonna buy the shoes, but I will take the sweatshirt. Okay.
Yeah, okay, no problem, no problem. That will be about $15 every time you put it on.
What? How are you even gonna keep track of that?
Well, we have this new thing called AI.
Fine. Forget the
Pretty much-
sweatshirt. I'll just get the bag of chips here.
Okay, cool. That'll be free the first year, then $15 a year after that.
What do you mean free the first year? I'm gonna eat them now.
That's just how it is.
You know what? Just get rid of the chips. I'm not that hungry.
Sir, you're buying chips from a store that shouldn't be selling food. I know you're hungry.
Fine. I'll buy them.
Okay, great. So we do have a warranty plan
Oh,
if you're interested.
I've seen people talk about how millennials and Gen Z don't have the same spending power as like their parents. But one thing we don't talk about is how everything is now a subscription. Like, you can't buy or own anything. Rent is a subscription. Netflix, water subscription, utilities, electricity subscription. Like, everything, it cannot be bought. It can only be licensed on a monthly basis. And what happens is you never get to a point where like those costs trail off. Like, those costs are forever. They're in perpetuity every month until the end of the universe. And that's something like your folks or your grandparents didn't have to deal with. Because back in the day, like, not even a house, but let alone other things you could just buy outright. Like, you can't just buy Adobe anymore. You have to join one of their subscription plans. You can't just buy Microsoft Excel software. You have to stream spreadsheets now.
We used to own things. Me buying songs on iTunes for my iPod Nano, from CDs to DVDs, games, downloads. Now we're stuck in a rental trap where we have the illusion of control. For example, if artists pull their catalogue, it can vanish from Spotify overnight. Taylor Swift proved it possible. And with TV and movies, Disney Plus and HBO Max have deleted entire shows like Westworld, Willow. Poof, no warning, no refunds. EA shut down online servers for older FIFA games, making even purchased digital copies unplayable. You may have paid for it, but you don't own it. Amazon once deleted 1984 from Kindles without permission. Yes, 1984, the irony. And yet, platforms charge more while giving less. Take paying for versions with ads, or extra buy and rent fees. And don't get me started on screen limits. So who controls what we consume? Even software. Adobe Photoshop and Microsoft Office are subscription only. In cars, BMW charges £15 per month to unlock heated seats. Politicians are debating mandating permanent purchase options, but the system is designed to keep us locked in. Meanwhile, they're watching everything we do. Netflix and Disney Plus use viewing data to manipulate pricing and content, and Spotify personalizes ads based on your listening habits. The EU's GDPR laws have pushed back against data tracking, but US platforms still exploit user data with zero transparency. This is not even mentioning creators, writers, actors, musicians are fighting for fair pay and ownership rights. The system is exploiting all of them. I'm not saying we need to go back to CDs or DVDs, but at least back then we owned something and had more control. What do you think? Are we okay with this? I'm Charlotte, That's News to Me. Let's get informed and not overwhelmed. Follow for more.
Why is everything becoming a subscription nowadays? If you want to go to the gas station, subscription. You want to go get some dog food, subscription. You want to go to the self-checkout line, subscription. If you haven't heard yet, Walmart is considering the idea of only allowing their Walmart Plus subscribers to use self-checkout. A year's worth of Walmart Plus is $98. $98 for self-checkout. Netflix just raised their price for the subscription, and they're doing it again this year. Hulu and Disney Plus also raised their prices, and Disney Plus has lost over $10 billion since they launched in 2019. Disney's CEO claims that they're going to be profitable by the end of 2024, but if they keep raising prices, no one's going to want to buy them. The standard Netflix account without ads is $15 a month. If they keep raising these prices, no one's going to want to buy them. Just imagine in 10 years how much every streaming service is going to cost. That $9.99 monthly subscription looks nice at first, but once it's the end of the year and you've paid $120 for a subscription you barely use, you're not going to be that happy. Subscriptions are getting out of hand now, especially if you're paying over $100 a month just for one subscription.
I miss the days when you could buy digital software outright versus now with all these monthly subscriptions. And Adobe, I'm looking at you because you started this trend, and now everyone thinks it's okay to start charging anywhere between $5 to $20 a month for their service when we know goddamn it well your license shouldn't even cost more than $100.
What the fuck? Didn't they just do a price increase? I'm getting pretty pissed off. I'm about to cancel all of my subscriptions because this is just fucking ridiculous. You don't even have anything new.
I miss the days where when you actually purchased something, it was yours. Yeah. Now, when you purchase something, for you to even use the item that you purchased, like use it fully, these companies are now requiring you to purchase something else. For example, movie rentals. First, you have a subscription to the actual platform. Then they want you to rent the movie or license it, buy it, I don't know, only to find out that you don't actually own that thing. Because if you lose access to the platform, you then lose access to the thing that you purchased secondarily. Is that a word? Or another good example, car service. So you purchase a car, and now you have to have a subscription for something in your car that came with your car. We need to bring old recipes back. We're losing recipes. And these companies want to make money, that's fine. Come out with a product that I need to purchase again, not putting a subscription on something that I've already purchased.
I just don't understand why do so many people would sit here and argue to the T that piracy is unethical and piracy is a bad thing. And yet you have, companies like Netflix that's locking all their shows. updating their subscription services and their prices like every single month. And then you have HBO Max, Warner Brother Discovery taking their cartoons and shows off the air, off streaming, making sure it's inaccessible, and also doing it for a tax write-off, so therefore nobody else can't profit off of it other than them. Oh, but if you're pirating a show, you're hurting these companies, you know what I mean? You're hurting their pocket, therefore hurting the workers' pocket. Make the content available and people would have no reason to pirate. It's that simple. I don't understand what is there to argue about.
Hey guys, yeah, so real quick, make sure you're checking your subscriptions. Because why was I at work today and I got an email from Amazon saying I bought a Hallmark channel or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, I didn't. So I'm like, oh, let me check my other ones. Tell me why I have 6 subscriptions that I didn't subscribe to. And for the past 2.5 years, I've spent $1,235.85. And I had no idea. So immediately I'm like, oh, let me go unsubscribe. Why is it like, oh, accidental purchase? No, bitch, you guys are scamming. And the 2 services that I did have that I did agree to, the price has changed 3 times since I agreed to it. And trust, I read everything. So I don't even understand how this has happened. But we are clearly all subscribed to way too many things, so make sure you check your shit. Learn from my L. Thank you.
I canceled my Amazon Prime membership today. I was just refunded $151.34. First, I thought my Amazon Prime membership was $139 per year. They charge tax. I sent a link of a product to a friend so that he could tell me what it was. Some drill bits. I sent the drill bits to my friend so he could tell me whether or not they were the right ones. He was like, yeah, get them. They're only $12. I'm looking on my end. I said, it says it's $16. Come to find out, he does not have an Amazon Prime membership, so he gets a discount on the products. I have to pay additional. I thought that my Amazon Prime membership covered the 2-day shipping, but it does not. I find that to be fraudulent. I thought Amazon was sued for this, and I thought that they had resolved that in some way. However, I canceled my membership because I find that to be incredibly fraudulent. I'm not sure why I'll be charged extra when I have the membership.
Guys, there has to be something illegal about this, right? I don't know if you know this, but I'm on like a financial journey. I'm not doing that well yet. It's still a journey, it's a journey, okay? So I'm canceling some subscriptions. And I just realized that there's some of these sites where I've subscribed to and it's difficult to cancel. Like, it's like a whole thing. Like, you basically have to remove your kidney just to cancel the freaking subscription. So I'm on this website, right? Because I got a VPN. I paid for a VPN because I wanted to watch Married at First Sight because South Hemi TV did not have Married at First Sight. I don't know why they were late this year. So I paid for a VPN. And now they've uploaded Married at First Sight on South Hemi TV. So I'm now obviously canceling my subscription for the VPN. Guys, I go to edit my subscription. Fine, I can see it. It even says the auto renewal on. There's no button. There's nothing for you to turn it off. The only thing it has there is look for a cheaper subscription. I'm on the cheapest subscription. Can you fucking cancel it? So then I had to chat to the chatbot. And I didn't have time to chat to the chatbot. All I wanted to do was cancel the subscription. I didn't even have manners. All I said is cancel my subscription. Hi, please just give us a few details. Cancel my subscription. Please let us know, how can we keep you? Cancel my fucking subscription. Cancel it. I'm broke. Cancel that subscription. And you know what? This is not the only thing. There's another subscription where I went hell and back just to cancel subscription because it wasn't there. They don't make it like easy for you to find it, because I feel like what they want you to do is try to cancel subscription. Saying that word. Okay, it's try to cancel your subscription, and then when you do that and you don't see an easy way to do that. You give up and then you say, okay, I'll get to it. Okay, I'll get to it. And then you just don't get to it. And then they take your money. Then you get really angry. Then you're like, I'm going to do this today. And then you see that it's not that easy anymore. And then you say, okay, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. No. Now I'm just angry. I'm angry. Okay? I don't know. This should be illegal. This should really be illegal. Why is it so easy to get the subscription but so difficult to cancel it? This is evil.
And when you really break it down to like the basics of how all of this started, as a society, our form of media entertainment was typically broadcasted using television or through theaters only, all of which you had to purchase the television, but there weren't any cable services until that became a thing. Then we had digital movie theaters where people now started to illegally record videos. Like, y'all remember those $5 DVDs that they'll be selling outside of like movies playing in the theaters, and it's so bad that you would see a person get up walking past the movie and it's just like, damn, you're interrupting, but you pay $5, so you can't really be too mad. I remember those days. Then things evolved to online digital playback through free streaming sites. Eventually TV lost its je ne sais quoi and people were no longer buying into cable fees like they once were in the past. So then of course corporations had to wonder like, how can we finesse our ways back into their pockets? Then things slowly started to shift into, you couldn't just sign onto a site and just get your resources for free. We then started being required to create an account in order to have access to said resources. Then it shifted to sites being able to now become monetized, so now ads were included. Then I assume they got greedy, or maybe they had to cut a check because now they're having copyrighted material on their pages. So it's kind of like the corporations and the media companies are like, you know what, that movie is playing on a site that does not belong to them. Of course they're gonna want their cut from it. So it's just like, you know what, we're gonna charge y'all, therefore now they're charging us in order to pay a fee now. And on top of us having to now pay a monthly fee, they are even bombarding us with ads while you're trying to be entertained. And it's like they now found a way to say, you know what, if you want it to be adless, then you're gonna have to pay an extra fee on top of what you're already paying, which is just absolutely insane because it's like, all right, now y'all just being greedy. And unfortunately, that is how we ended up here. And don't get me wrong, from a business standpoint, I get the whole idea of wanting to increase your revenue, but the thing is, these companies are already making big bank. Like Netflix, for example, why do I have to be under the same household, under the same Wi-Fi in order to use my sister's account? Like, is $20 per account not enough for y'all? You allow us to have multiple profiles, so what's the problem? Like, hypothetically, what if we lived in a huge mansion and I live on the other side of the house? Y'all know Wi-Fi works best within a certain range. So if I'm in a huge mansion and I'm on the other side of the house, I feel like it would be ideal for me to have my own proper functioning Wi-Fi so that I don't have to deal with weak connection on the other side of the house. Are you then gonna tell me that I have to have my own Netflix account because we're not under the same household because my Wi-Fi is different, yet we're under the same house? Like, come on, y'all. And my thing is, y'all be taking the good shows and movies off of Netflix. And I don't care if I already watched it. Y'all don't even be bringing up the good stuff onto there. But yet y'all want to keep increasing the monthly fee every other day. Make it make sense, because it's not making sense. Or say, for example, in this digital era, you can't even purchase Adobe products outright for most of their application. You have to be on a monthly subscription, and they're not cheap, by the way. And what's wild about this is, I remember growing up, my dad was really into tech, and he had so many CDs that had different software applications on them that he owned. So to witness the transition of owning things to now you have to be on a subscription basis, it's just really interesting, but it's just like, damn, like y'all are just milking us and y'all don't want to stop. And even when you consider like the convenient aspect of things, I remember when in my college days, I was a biochem major, and a lot of times for the math and science classes, we had these giant textbooks that we had to purchase for each class, and we were usually given two options of a one-time purchase of the physical hard copy of the textbook, or you were able to purchase the digital copy of the textbook, usually through like an online subscription, and they gave you like a code that you would use to access the workbooks. but that usually expired within, I guess, the end of the semester, or I believe for the year. I can't really remember. And with the price of the two options being comparable, but I would say the digital copy being a little more affordable, and the only major difference is you had a heavy textbook that you had to carry around, or you had an easily accessible digital copy that you could access at any time if you had like a device, whether you're using your laptop or if you're using the school computer. So of course most went for that digital copy. And I feel like the reason for also going with that option is because you don't have to worry about, okay, once the semester is done, what am I going to do with this book? And you don't want to feel like you took a financial loss by getting that big textbook and then you have to look at it every day and pass it and be like, damn, I'm never going to use this again, but I spent money on it. How am I going to get rid of it? Or how can I sell it to someone? That's how you're going to look at that purchase, versus if you had the digital copy, once it's out of sight, it's out of mind typically, and you didn't spend that much money, so you feel like less of a stress on the investment, if that makes sense. And it's even comparable to buying a car or owning a home. Sometimes you just want to experience something without having it be your ultimate final destination. So sometimes it is better off to just rent your apartment or rent your home, or even leasing your car, because you may want to change things up within the next few years. And you know you don't want to go through the hassle or the burden of getting rid of it, or again, not being able to get rid of the now owned item. So for some things, I can see why renting is better than owning, but where do we draw the line? Because y'all ODing at this point. I even ended up canceling my Amazon Prime account because I wasn't using it as frequently as I was when I was ordering business supplies. But before I canceled my subscription, I was hesitant because I'm like, damn, Amazon is really convenient. But then I started to hear conversation online with people talking about how non-Amazon members were getting cheaper prices than actual Amazon paying members. I was like, yeah, this gotta go, because y'all out here scamming people now. And not to mention, a common thing that these companies do is when you're signing up for the subscription, they have so many discounts and incentives for you to want to sign up, because it's like, wow, like this is such a great deal. But over time, you slowly start to realize the prices creeping up, them pulling back incentives, them also adding on extra fees that you didn't ask for. So I feel like because they know the current state of society and how we're constantly being bombarded by different ads and companies and all these things, and people have an overconsumption problem, I feel like they know that we don't check our emails when it comes to just brands and companies. At least I don't really, because it's like, if I'm not looking to purchase, then I'm not going to be lured in by the ads. When I need it, I'll come and check for you, but I'm not checking for you because you send it for me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they know that people aren't really checking their emails, especially when it's like the year terms is updated. They gonna sneak in that little, oh, are those extra fees here? But like, if you're not checking the emails, you don't know that until you check your bank account and you're like, wait, hold on. How I started off paying $11 and now it's $18. Or even those subscriptions like Audible and Shoe Dazzle and Just Fabs, they will offer you such a great deal on your first time purchase when you sign up. Now here's where it gets real sneaky. They charge you a monthly fee to basically take money out of your account but hold it as credit for them, right? So it's like, oh, well, when you're ready to purchase, you can use that as credit. So that's basically you purchasing a ghost item that you didn't intend on purchasing, but they're going to take that money and hold that money. And the thing is, if you don't realize that you're being charged this fee, you're being finessed big time, okay? They are scamming you. Even if you don't intend on making a purchase that month, they are still gonna charge you that $39.95. And I had to catch on one day where I'm like, hold on, I know I had a Just Fab Shoe Dazzle account. I'm looking through various months and I'm seeing I'm being charged. I give customer service a call, and y'all, why they had like $600+ of credit for me? I was like, can y'all run me back a refund please? Because I didn't know y'all was taking all of this out. And when I tell you, they tried everything on their list of trying to not get me to get a refund or even to not cancel my subscription, I'm like, please just run me my refund, because y'all, I could use this for a whole bill right here. Like, Please give me my money. And if you forget that you have a subscription with these companies, they will literally be robbing you blind and they will not say nothing. Of course, why would they? So y'all, I recommend that you guys look through your bank statements and really make sure that you know what transactions are coming out of your bank account. Verify that you know where that money is going, okay? And if something doesn't look right, call your bank or even just call the companies and see what's going on, and make sure you ask if there's any credits that they may have from you, but also if there is a way that you can get a refund because you didn't even know the money was coming out. And a lot of times, well, actually, I don't know if it's a lot of times, but I've had instances where there were apps that were taking money from me that I didn't even know I was using, and they were able to give me at least like 3 months worth of refund. But you know, at the end of the day, like, it is our responsibility, and I don't think they're able to track whether you are actually using the app or not. Maybe they do, I don't know, but it's worth a try. And I think it's really worth considering canceling what apps and subscriptions that you aren't really utilizing and you're just losing out money, versus the ones that you feel like you are gaining value from and that is worth you keeping. And also, with the apps that you do intend on keeping, consider doing research on more affordable apps that offer the same value as that, and you could be saving money. Honestly, there are a lot of apps that are trying to compete with each other, so you may find an app that is just as good that will offer you a better price. But y'all, it's getting real out here, and these subscriptions are not going to let up. They are just gonna keep increasing it, and they're trying to have Americans in a chokehold with all these bills. We work, they want to take the money back, and it's just like, when y'all pick up on it, y'all won't play into the system. Next thing you know, they might even try to charge us for breathing, and some may argue that we are even doing that now. But anyways, if y'all made it to the end of this video, I would love to know how you guys are navigating this capitalism nightmare that we are living in America, because it's real ghetto out here. All I'm gonna say is, and I'm gonna keep saying it, I cannot wait to pack my things and leave America. Y'all don't understand, like, y'all don't understand. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in another one. Bye.